But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory.
Now that Kamala has conceded defeat, let's talk about how we got here. From Anthony Blinken, who spent more time defending Israeli war crimes than pushing U.S. diplomacy, to the countless times the Ironclad commitment to Israel was reiterated after each of its atrocities. It was as if he was tasked with only one responsibility: to run cover while Israeli forces run riot, and then use all his might to protect them from any consequences. So when Israelis broke international laws, Blinken appeared before the world media to parrot his well-rehearsed lines that Israel had the right to defend. A right that did not seem to extend to its victims. Insulted everyone's intelligence by routinely pushing nonsensical utterances such as these that even when Israel broke international laws, Hamas was to be blamed. Here are just some of many individual examples for why she lost so decisively.
The senior Hamas official being killed in Iran. And so I just wanted to get your sense, what your perspective is and how this changes the negotiations, because he was at the forefront of Hamas negotiations. So thank you.
Well, of course, I've seen the reports, and all I can tell you right now is I think nothing takes away from the importance of, as I said a moment ago, getting to the ceasefire, which is manifestly in the interests of the hostages and bringing them home. It's manifestly in the interests of Palestinians who are suffering terribly every single day, children, women, men, in Gaza who've been caught in this crossfire of Hamas's making. It's profoundly in the interest of trying to put things on a better path, not only in Gaza, but actually throughout the region, because so much is tied to what's happening in Gaza right now. We've been working from day one not only to try to get to a better place in Gaza, but also to prevent the conflict from spreading, whether it's in the north with Lebanon and Hezbollah, whether it's the Red Sea with the Houthis, whether it's Iran, Syria, Iraq, you name it. And a big key to trying to make sure that that doesn't happen and that we can move to a better place is getting the ceasefire. I'm not going to speculate on what impact any one event might have on that. I've learned over many years never to really speculate about that because we simply don't know. What I do know is the enduring imperative of getting the ceasefire, and what I do know is we'll continue to work at that.
To look at what he's doing in Ukraine, what his forces are doing in Ukraine, and think that any ethical, moral individual could justify that. It's difficult to look at the It's difficult to look at some of the images and imagine that any well-thinking, serious, mature leader would do that. So I can't talk to his psychology, but I think we can all speak to his depravity.
This is war. It is combat. It is bloody. It is ugly, and it's going to be messy. And innocent civilians are going to be hurt going forward. I wish I could tell you something different. I wish that that wasn't going to happen.
And my commitment to the safety of the Jewish people, the security of Israel, and its right to exist as an independent Jewish state is ironclad.
Our commitment to Israel's security against these threats from Iran and its proxies is ironclad.
As we have seen reports that no food assistance has reached Jabalia, Beit Lahia since early October. This unimaginable suffering was set in motion by Hamas on October 7th. And the United States has not been shy about criticizing this council's failure to condemn Hamas's atrocities and repeated violations of international law. At the same time, the United States has made clear to Prime Minister Netanyahu that 1 year into this conflict, Israel must address the catastrophic humanitarian crisis in Gaza, that the United States rejects any Israeli efforts to starve Palestinians in Jabalia or anywhere else, and that Israel's words must be matched by action on the ground. Right now, that is not happening. This must change immediately. The U.S. has stated clearly that Israel must allow food, medicine, and other supplies into all of Gaza, especially the north, and especially as winter sets in, and protect the workers distributing it.
Our commitment to Israel is enduring, and it is ironclad.
Our support for Israel's self-defense remains ironclad.